Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the I'm Perfectly Divine podcast. Today, we've got a powerful topic about remembering and reintegrating your Shakti. And Shakti is this feminine life force energy that completely impacts how we see, feel, experience life and love. And I want you to experience more of that as well. And so today's a bit different because we are going to be getting into some little snippets that I did while I was getting ready and how I utilize the act of getting ready as a remembrance of Shakti. So I can't wait to get started, and there's so much to share on this topic. So let's begin.
Welcome to the I'm Perfectly Divine podcast, a place for the strong, sensitive, spiritual seeker to recognize the perfection of your human journey as both the emotional and spiritual worlds through proven and grounded frameworks that support you to live in the wholeness you already are. For over the past 2 decades, I have supported people from all around the world, as well as Fortune 500 companies, to dissolve the divisions within them and live with greater empowerment and love. This podcast is an exploration of the paradoxes that befuddle us as we live our lives being both human and divine. Together, you and I, along with other experts, will navigate integrating psychology and spirituality, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, the darkness and the light, to create greater sacred union from within. I believe through your remembering that you are innately divine, that you will allow yourself to more openly shine. So let's get to it, because your unique light is needed more than ever.
I think we can forget how nurturing it can be to get ready, to feel beautiful and put on our makeup in a way that makes us feel good about ourselves. I like to do simple things like just light a candle while I am getting ready, as this sense of honoring beauty, honoring the joy in being feminine, rather than, oh my gosh, here's another thing that I've got to do to make myself look presentable. And I think one of the biggest things is that we really take in our image and beauty from a place of really seeing ourselves. It's so often that I can look in the mirror and look at my gray hair or look at a wrinkle, rather than just be like, you know what? I see the wholeness to who I am and enjoy myself in my current expression in this body, because with age, this body has learned to appreciate more, to have a confidence that comes from within. And I think so often I feel that I was trained as a woman, a young woman, that I get validated from the external, especially from men. And one of the biggest growths has been about really recognizing that it is not a man's job to validate me. And the more I would turn to that when I was younger, the more insecure I would be. And so it's really recognizing that, of course, it's great to feel celebrated and seen, but we want to be celebrated and seen based on how we light up a room, how our laughter is contagious, how we shine. And so these are the ways that we want to build this within ourselves. And this is part of tapping into our own sacred energy in this way. So what I think is important to remember is that this isn't always about making ourselves look a certain way, always being put together. It's really about making sure you make time for this part of you, because it's not just for beauty's sake, but beauty in and of itself, the beauty of life, the beauty of who you are, is something that we want to towards, we want to allow to flourish, because it's what gives more life to life. It's the playfulness. It is our creativity. And so the more we allow this to run through us, the more we are going to feel alive. And that is contagious. This is something that is our feminine strength when we're able to tap into it. And so when I talk about the feminine, it's recognizing that there is no feminine without the masculine. There's no masculine without the feminine. They're tied in the spectrum of our expression of selves. And we all have these feminine and masculine aspects. Now, there's times with work or what have you that I have to go into more of that masculine consciousness, which is exactly why it is up to me and only me to fuel and foster the feminine aspects. And again, this is all sides of the feminine. So sometimes it is the beauty. Sometimes it is the laid back, earth mama, no makeup, and walking around chill. And these are all aspects that have their unique beauty that can light us up. But it's up to each of us to fine tune what are those ways that light you up. Is it being earth mama, no makeup, hands in the dirt, hugging a tree, that is totally a part of my expression, as is beautiful clothes and makeup and jewelry as a way of self-expression, as is dance and painting and anything that allows those pleasure, creative juices to flow. We want that to flow within us, as well as have times where we are nurturing of ourselves. So we can think of this again as nurturing all aspects of our feminine selves, of the pure of heart, of our youth, of the maiden, of the passion of the lover, and her connection to her body and her sensuality and sexuality, the nurturance of the mother, that we give ourselves that self-nurturance, and joy in being able to nurture. And then as the crone, the wise one, the one that's able to take it all in and come from a holistic place. This is when we're expanding in mind, body, spirit, and emotion. This is how we embody these shifts that have been calling us to step into, to give us the courage to feel that sense of self-confidence and self-worth. I personally feel that clothing can be an amazing way to shift our mood. This is something that I put on to where I'm in my sensuality, in my sexuality, owning my Shakti and the sexual being that I am without apology. We want to have those outfits that speak to us in these certain ways. And so it could be something that is that feels good for your body to be in, whether it's more form-fitting like this, or where it accentuates your waist or your breasts or your booty, whatever it is, that it feels good to you, that you are owning with pleasure this sacred container. This is what we are as women. We are a sacred container of life force energy. And that's why it's so important to tap into this for ourselves, so that you have life force for yourself, and then to share with others in a way that feels expansive to you. What I also love about clothing is that it can really shift your mood and the type of energetic state that you want to be in. And so this, when I shift more into this black blouse, it's like, yeah, I'm girl boss. I know my shit. I know what I'm doing. And so you can really get into that energy. I love that with jewelry, this can be expression as well. For me, I love using sacred symbols as a part of jewelry. as my way of expressing and staying connected to the divine in how I dress. And so it is that symbolic way of reminding me of my essence in all that I do. So even if I'm in this girl boss, or I'm owning my power and in more of my masculine energy, and my empowered feminine, that I've got this spiritual side that's softening, that's remembering, and that's able to be vulnerable. Now, an important piece about this is if anyone ever shames you for your appearance, for your desire to look beautiful, for your desire to look sexy, whatever that is the shame is about the other person. So that's what's so interesting about shame. And that's why doing this work, we want to address it from mind, body, spirit, and emotion. So when women have dressed too sexy, I know for me, when I was I moved from maiden to lover, and I would wear the short skirts, the tight outfits, what have you, is, you would hear the whispers of older women and what have you, judging me. And I felt self-conscious by that, and I felt that shame. And what I came to realize is that it's simply someone being out of touch with that aspect of themselves. So it doesn't make them bad people. It just means that they have inner judgment about themselves, about not being connected to that aspect of themselves anymore. And so it's a complete lie to say as we get older that we have lost our vibrancy. That is something that we want to consciously put energy towards. And I see women that are in their late 70s, early 80s that I want to emulate when I reach that age, because they are still filled with life. They still pay attention to expressing their beauty in a way that feels right for them as they've gotten to this stage in their life. And so remembering, someone shaming you for how you dress, how you express yourself is about them, not you. And the more you can take this in on an emotional level, you can start to look at, well, what was the story that I was buying into that made me buy into their judgment about myself, that I am somehow bad or wrong, and go into that so that you can anchor in more fully who you know yourself to be within your heart. And this is where our mindset starts to really anchor in within our body, so that we can walk with the knowingness of who we are in that loving, expansive state. And then there's the spirit part, because when we're in that knowingness of who the divine made us to be, and we walk with that from a place of love and acceptance for ourselves, we can more readily give that to others, because that's what love is about, that we can freely give that to others because we've allowed it to freely be expressed within ourselves. Throughout the years, when I was coaching other women and couples, they would talk about how they felt like they were just the old, comfy piece of furniture, that worn out chair that was well loved, but underappreciated. And there was gratitude that there was comfort within that relationship. But there was also this sense of, this isn't fun. This isn't playful. This isn't the life that I signed up for. I want that connection and that vibrancy within the relationship. And so then the thing is, we can't be walking around in our chewed up and pajamas and underwear and holes in the sock and everything else. And believe me, I have my own holy underwear and sweats and what have you. I have the favorites. I get it. And it's not that I don't wear those. I do. Once a week, I'm definitely at least once a week, just in the comfy clothes. And at the same time, it's important to express on that spectrum from comfort to pleasure, to taking in the beauty of our surroundings and ourselves, and to foster that with all that we do. And so not every day, not every moment, but that it becomes a part of how you live your life, because it lights you up inside, because it brings you joy. I paint my little toenails, and no one sees them here in Wisconsin in the winter but me, maybe my husband. But really, it's just for me. And we do these things if they make you feel good. Now, I'm Libra. I am more attuned to external beauty, the arts, and external pieces of expression of beauty. And the reason why beauty has had such power is because of the life force energy. And we are the only ones that can shift beauty from beauty being defined in unhealthy ways that have to do about impossible standards, youth, and so forth, that we are the ones that are meant to embody it and remember it within ourselves. And the more we do this, the more you are creating a life for you that lights you up. So yes, have those moments, be on the couch, in the sweats, in your holy stuff. And yes, have those moments where you dress to and take care of yourself, nurture yourself in a way that allows you to remember the sacred energy that is alive and expansive within you. And sometimes that nurturance needs to be more than just being in our sweats on the couch, right? That needs to be the tub, going into the tub and taking a bath and really feeling the sensuality of the bubbles against our skin. And whatever way you can take pleasure into yourself and your life, the more you are allowing love to radiate from within you, which has a contagious effect. It's emotional contagion. Others feel it. They want to be with you. They will feel your magnetism. So give yourself this gift, because you are worth it, because you are meant to be this expression. The more you identify with the feminine, with feminine energy, the more this is a source of your innate power to tap into pleasure, beauty, joy, love, playfulness. So allow yourself, whatever that is, in whatever way that comes forward for you, and honor it without shame. And do so in a way that this isn't about more to-dos in your life, but it's just about you really living life. About Shakti is it is this creative life force energy that allows us to be creative with food and have this beautiful relationship with food, and seeing the beauty in it. I don't know if you can see this, but we got chickpeas and mozzarella balls and tomatoes and cucumbers, and it just allows us to receive nurturance from life, the beauty in food, the beauty in whatever lights you up. But I just love all its different expressions and how it becomes a creative outlet. And what I found is that the more I tap into this in day-to-day ways, where we all got to cook, we all got to eat, that this is what allows me to find that creative energy in my work, that allows work to come forward so much easier in the ways that I want to creatively express. So again, this is tapping into what lights you up. But what I'll say is there was a point when I did not like cooking. I in my 20s, I was in Chicago and I was always going out to dinner, and there's a beauty to that. But I found so much joy in now growing my food when I can. I live in Wisconsin. But being able to make my own food when I feel like it. And sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But I will say that when I do, there is an appreciation and a beauty to the food that's created that you just don't get with takeout a lot of times. So again, play with these different expressions for you. So again, if we look at this food piece, as simple as this sounds, this being able to enjoy the life force energy within you allows you to more fully enjoy the life force energy of food and foods that are good for you. And this is what I mean about taking these concepts that are out there about holistic well-being and integrating them consciously in mind, body, spirit, and emotion, because you're going to get more bang for your buck in the practices that you engage in. So when cooking comes from this place of pleasure, of enjoying, that you are able to create nurturance in your body and in the bodies of people that you love, you are coming from an expansive, loving energy, and that emotion within you is going to expand the more you're able to tap into it with gratitude for having access to healthy foods. It changes your mindset on what it means to fuel your body and to take care of and nurture your life force energy. It changes your spirit to have this gratitude for healthy food being in your body and how that allows your body to move and receive energy in a way that is life sustaining, that is expansive to life. So these are the ways to again, more efficiently apply these holistic concepts to mind, body, spirit, and emotion so that it becomes a fully embodied practice, so that all aspects are working for you rather than have your mind tell you, oh, I should be eating healthy, and the rest of you does not feel like it. Again, we don't always have to be in that place of, just eating our veggies, but it makes life so much easier when you tap into the beauty of the life force of what you're eating, and you're able to do that more because you've tapped into your own life force. The whole point is taking back Shakti in a way that works for you. We've been shamed about so many different aspects of this, that it's a waste of time, that it's shallow, that it's not important. And it is literally how we experience our life. And I don't know anything more important than that. And again, because of emotional contagion, it has a positive ripple effect in every place, every action you take. So allow yourself this gift that only you can give you. I also want to make sure I give a shout out to Sally Kempton and Lisa Schrader. Both have the title of Awakening Shakti. So I think Sally Kempton, I'm not sure who developed it, who first. Sally Kempton has the book, and I love this book. It's really talking about Shakti from a tantric viewpoint, which integrates the divine feminine and the divine masculine in a very powerful way. And Lisa Schrader, I think, just has a very grounded approach to awakening Shakti. I think a lot of times when we hear about Shakti, it can be over-sexualized. I think sex, sexuality, sensuality are all beautiful things. I just love learning from people with experience and who've studied this for decades and have done the research into it. And I think so often what can happen is someone does a workshop, loves it, they want to share their experience. However, they may not have the credentials or the decades worth of experience to really speak to this. This is a book from 2013, but the wisdom in it of Awakening Shakti with Sally Kempton is so useful and still so powerful today. And again, Lisa Schrader, beautiful, grounded. It's not about being a thin 20-something to own your sensuality and sexuality. And nothing wrong with being a thin 20-something if that's you. This is just a more expansive approach. And she is really talking about Shakti from a crone and how you go through menopause and still earn Shakti. So, and how this is a form of our leadership and our power. So I wanted to add that in, and I hope that supports you as well. So I hope today has been helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed the format. You'll have to let me know. If you did not watch this on YouTube, you may want to try it out there, because I'm definitely moving around my house and sharing these insights in different ways. The whole piece of Shakti is a feminine expression of our dignity that has been judged because it's surrounded by aspects that women have been judged and shamed around: our sensuality, our sexuality, for being conscious of and celebrating beauty. When, if there's not the beauty and love of life, I think we're missing a huge aspect that brings us joy. Because beauty is one of those things that you can find for free anywhere and everywhere. It is everywhere, outside, in the looking into the details of a flower, from one of my favorite forms of passion, which is a yummy, juicy peach, from feeling the wind on your skin. There's beauty, there is pleasure, there's sensuality that is yours for free, that will allow you to expand your self-worth when you receive it in the form of dignity that it was meant for us to receive. And when we receive this in a way that is so honoring of ourselves, we support others to honor it as well. And so again, if those judgments come up from others, it's because of their own lack of connection with this piece. If you have judgment that came up, this is exactly the place to go in to allow yourself to receive more, because there's some shame that's been put around you allowing yourself to receive this part of the feminine. And so we can have judgments about what it means to be an empowered female, that these aspects get pushed aside, and instead you reclaim them in a way that's right for you. Now, the way that's right for you may not be in the exact expressions that light me up. And that is part of our own unique expression of the feminine. There are so many different sides of it. But as long as you are going into what feels loving, expansive, beautiful, joyful to you, without judgment, where you provide yourself with nourishment, where you provide yourself in ways that provide dignity for the love and the expression of love that you are, then you're always going to win. And this is the direct medicine to be taking if you are feeling burnt out. And so I know that we say to ourselves when we're burnt out, we have nothing left to give. But this is the example of putting the oxygen mask on first. So, but it's not about making it a to-do. It's about making it for you. And lighting a candle before you put on your makeup takes 2 seconds, 5 seconds, find the lighter, 10 seconds, and it can make a difference in how you are honoring yourself. If you don't wear makeup, fine. Light the candle when you brush your hair, or whatever. Doing something that says, I enjoy the ritual of self-care. I enjoy beauty. I enjoy poetry. I enjoy dance. And bring that life into your life. All right. I am so excited that we have been able to connect on this topic. Again, I would love your feedback on the different format, and I look forward to staying connected. Until next time, please know that there is nothing to fix, just to remember.